Hello everyone, it's Dr. Bhairavi, the Sky Priestess. Today I'd like to talk to you about Thereus and the upcoming lunar eclipse on the 18th of September. Now, some of you may be thinking, isn't it a bit early to talk about this? But honestly, we are already in the build up to it. The reason for this is that the lunar eclipse that's going to be taking place on the 18th of September is going to be conjunct Neptune, which is already a big deal. It's going to be opposed Thereus, which is already a big deal. And it's both going to, or both these bodies are going to be aspecting the galactic center, which is again another big deal. So Neptune, a huge, huge release of karma, a triggering of psychic and spiritual energies. For some people, it can be an amazing moment of transcendence, healing, miracles. And for other people, it can really be, a very scary, very anxiety-inducing situation that can even bring up mental health issues or mystery illnesses. It really depends because Neptune can go in so many different directions. So even, in and of itself, the Neptune conjunct lunar eclipse is a wild card. But when you get that opposed to Thereus at the same time, what you really see here is an opportunity. Now, Thereus is the hunter-stalker. It operates through the vibration of fear. Whether or not its target knows it's there, that psychic energy of parasitism and covert surveillance is already creating a draining dynamic. It's like someone who's constantly being watched and doesn't know why they feel so uneasy. And, when you look at it from that way, Thereus can be very scary. But this is one of the reasons why I am literally the only person who talks about this, because people are afraid to look at that energy. And when I tried reaching out to other astrologers in 2020, most of them flat out turned me down because they didn't even want to look. They didn't want to know. But when you actually look at Thereus, and Thereus's energy is very, very strongly linked to the outbreak of coronavirus as well, when you actually look at it and you understand, okay, this is the back door. These are the ways whatever XYZ is getting in, whether it's a health issue, whether it's an energy issue, whether it's a drain on your mental resources, whether it's a drain on your physical resources, whatever it is, the more you actually are willing to look at this as an opportunity to protect rather than just something that's going to hit you, the more you actually shift your perspective with respect to this. And so, I've been actually trying to write a book on Thereus for a while, but because of my own health issues, I've been needing to take my time with it, which has also meant that my perspective on it has been evolving, because I have probably conducted, I don't know how many years of research on it at this point. And it is very, very central in our understanding of how we evolve as conscious beings in response to risk, threat, and stress. So when you look at the Neptune-Thereus opposition coming up as part of the lunar eclipse, this is very much a rise or fall moment. It comes down to whether or not you have the faith to be willing to see the truth of what is actually there, which is a very, very recurrent theme in my work, because honestly, this is one of the most important things you need to do any kind of healing, any kind of facilitation, any kind of growth. You have to be willing to see what is there, whether it's within you or in a situation that you face. And this is where that quality of faith is paramount in transcending whatever your challenges are. And as someone who has had severe health issues in recent years, things that honestly nobody predicted because nobody except me was looking at Thereus, I have found through my own life and my own practice the incredibly restorative and redeeming power of faith. Now, faith doesn't mean that you say, okay, God, take care of everything, thank you, bye-bye. That's not how that works. Faith is an active principle. It is something that you kind of dig into yourself and find a place from which you can keep showing up, even when things feel like they couldn't get any worse, or even when things feel like it's hopeless. It is showing up constantly and being willing to see what is the next step, what is the next chapter, and to constantly being willing to accept the possibility of change and transformation, even when things seem really down. That's when you really have to find the most faith. And a lot of people are going to be challenged around that coming up with this very, very powerful lunar eclipse. And given the fact that Neptune, Thereus, the Sun, and the Moon, and a whole bunch of other bodies, to be honest, but given that these bodies are in aspect to the galactic center at 27 degrees of Sagittarius, the way you navigate this tension between faith and risk, between whether you want to call it prayer, whether you want to call it meditation, and that constant threat of predation or the sense of being predated upon, the way you navigate this will have a profound influence on the way you understand your own path. It's very important for you to find teachers, perspectives, practices, paradigms that allow you to navigate between the two. Because I am not someone who would ever say, oh, you're suffering, it's your karma. Bullshit. Karma can be negotiated. Karma can be cleared. Very often, it's a long-term contract or it's something a lot more complex that needs sophisticated understanding to dismantle bit by bit, step by step, which is one of the reasons why a lot of you who have very, very complex cases come to me, because I'll actually take the effort if it is my right and responsibility to look. So whatever you're facing right now, you need to make sure you have the right teacher or the right guide. And if you are someone who believes you're your own guide, that's fine. But just make sure that you have the perspective and access to truth that you need to come through this, because it is paramount at this time. If you find someone who's going to gaslight you or guilt trip you for what you're feeling, walk away fast. If you're going to find someone who's going to make you feel bad for not having answers, walk away fast. I have seen too many people over the years to know how this goes. Having compassion for a person's situation is good, but you must also have discernment. And that is very, very important. Whether you're a seeker, whether you're a teacher, combination of both, you always have to have those two qualities. The best thing that you can do for yourself through this time is to focus on actively cultivating that quality of faith. Meditation will help. Detoxing your body will help. Going to the beach will help for most of you. Some of you, it can trigger past life stuff. And to also take care of what is in your immediate physical environment that you can take care of. Is it cleaning your room? Can you manage that? Go for it. Is it maybe going on a fast for a few days? Go for it if your body can handle it. Is it, making sure your plumbing is taken care of, or whatever odds and ends you need to manage around the house? Do that. Take a spiritual and a material approach to navigating the challenges that come. And of course, how they manifest is also dependent on your chart. And just bear in mind, eclipses work in 18-year cycles. So look back 18 years, 36 years, and so on and so forth to see how this particular eclipse will impact you. So why is this so relevant now? Because on the 25th of August, we already saw a fairly important activation of Venus and Thereus. But right now, and where I am, it's already the 28th of August, we're seeing like a triple activation of Thereus. We're seeing Mars in Gemini, Hylonome in Capricorn, and Eris in Aries all activating Thereus at the same time. So this is really asking us to look at our own agency, our understanding and connection with the masculine principle. Whether or not you are embodied as a male or male presenting, doesn't matter. We all have these archetypes within us. It is also asking us to look at the back doors that come through extreme experiences of grief, loss, the fear of abandonment. And with Eris, it is also asking us to look at how our anger, even our righteous rage, can actually be used as a hook to keep us trapped in toxic situations. So we keep reacting rather than healing the root of things. So these are some of the ways in which Thereus is getting triggered right now. And really, I have been feeling this increasing pull to look at all of these triggers at the present in light of that upcoming lunar eclipse. So figure out your stuff now, and you are less likely to have a rough ride of it in mid-September. Because the closer you get to that time, the more you are going to see with greater clarity what is it that you need to let go of. And with letting go of certain things, it's not always the complete end of something. It may be the beginning of a new chapter, or it may simply be dissolution, end, finish. But whatever it is, you need to also have the insight, the discernment, and the practical understanding of what is going on. And that only comes when you are willing to see the truth. So be willing to see and be willing to take decisive, clear action on what you need to do. Get the guidance you need to support you through this. And as long as you kind of have that in your mind, whatever does come up, whatever intense emotion, whatever anxiety, whatever feelings get very strongly triggered by the eclipse, you will have some kind of a plan that you can refer back to say, okay, I can expect these experiences. Even though they're happening, I still need to look at the root cause and proceed accordingly. So this is something I wanted to kind of flag up in advance. And of course, Josh is in the background because he doesn't like Thereus. But I wanted to flag this up in advance to give all of you an adequate heads up. Because if you kind of like leave this to the last minute, then you're very likely to get blindsided. So look at what is coming up now and heed the lesson in advance. And that's about it. Take care. Very many blessings. Lots of love to all of you. Ciao, ciao for now. Bye-bye.